Hello, it's me, Paul, again, and I'm here to show you my latest creation. It's a Super-16 converted H16 S/M, so it's got an M5 body with the magazine saddle. Internally, it's a S, but the nameplate says M on it, so it's kind of a hybrid camera. And then you're looking over here and you're seeing M, and then you're seeing, well, that's a reflex front plate, is it not? And yeah, that's a reflex front plate. So what I did was, many of you probably don't know, so let me start from the beginning here. The M and the S both have the shutter attached to the internal mechanism of the camera, okay? The newer reflex 2, 3, 4, 5, all those cameras have the Rexo fader, and the shutter is attached to the front plate here, front turret plate. Okay, so you can put a Rex 0 front plate onto an S or an M, and then you'll have a reflex camera. I had the reflex front plate that I got off of eBay. I showed in another video, and it sat there for years, and I said, man, why don't I try to convert my S to a reflex and make it Super-16? But it didn't have a viewfinder, so I said, well, let me put a camera, an HDMI camera, looking straight down at the port where the image would come into the viewfinder here. And so that's what I did. I made here, let me show you another one I have made. So it just attaches to a rail that I also made, and then it just clips around the lens here, and it also has a screw that mounts it to the back of the camera, making it much more stable than if I had just attached it by the lens or attach it by the screw. Doing both gives it 2 contact points and makes it more stable. Here's the image. It's fairly dim in this room. There's only one light bulb in here, and there you go. You can see the reflection of the light bulb here off from the ceiling, but that's not part of the image. You can see there's my DVD collection, and I can focus. Let me take it out of focus. See how out of focus that is? And now I can bring it in and focus it. And so it's pretty good. The camera was converted to Super-16 using my I designed these. The one on the, let's see, this is the original Bolex one. I've gone over this in another video, so I'm just going to be real brief with it, but it's the newer model because it has 2 plastic pull-down window slots. Basically, this is where the claw, the forward and reverse claws engage this spot. So Bolex put, on the later cameras, put a plastic insert in there to keep the claw from wearing. And so that's what I copied on mine. Excuse me, I dropped that thing. And there's my version. I had it machined by JLC PCB, and they did a fine job. I had several of them made in case 1 or 2 of them was out of spec, and that was surely what happened. One of them was out of spec, but the other 4 were fine. And it's anodized with a champagne gold finish. And anyway, I had several of those made. And here's the previous version that I had made by them. And it doesn't have the plastic window for the reverse pull-down claw. You can see also it has an rounded angled cutout in the back, whereas the newer version just has a machine recess. Kind of hard to see that, but there it is. And here's the original one, which also has a machine recess. Anyway, so now I have a Super-16. Basically, it's an RX5, but it's kind of a hybrid between 3 different camera models. Internally, it's an S. Externally, it's an M5. It's got a Rex 0, the first generation reflex front plate, and then I put the transfer prism up here. It didn't come with one, so I had to buy that. I bought that from ProCam. Bolex USA, and they had one in stock. I don't know how many he has, but if you need one, you might want to give him an email, find him on the internet. And then I got the Bolex Reflex prism that's inside here from another person off of Facebook Marketplace. So he had the whole Reflex 3 front or RX5 front plate and the turret, and it had the reflex prism, but it didn't have the transfer prism, the rhombus transfer prism. So I had to buy that. Anyway, this is a hybrid camera. It's pieced together. I saved its life. It was a M5 that was completely locked up, frozen solid. So I did a DIY overhaul on it. Like I say in my other videos, I am not a Bolex technician. I'm not any kind of a camera technician, but I do work on my own cameras from time to time when it makes economic sense for me to do that, rather than send it out and spend hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars to have it overhauled and new parts put in it. I have a donor camera that I take parts off and make my other cameras work. So this one came from basically 3 or 4 different cameras, and then I added a HDMI viewfinder that's pointed straight down, and it does a pretty good job. There it is zoomed out. You can see that I had to hand make I didn't have the there's a metal aperture that goes on top of the Bolex prism that defines the outside edge of the viewing area, and it has 2 screws in each end, so I had to make that. And so there it is, and when I zoom in, there the edges disappear, and I have a focusing video assist. And so here's the rail that I attached it all to. I designed this as well, this rail, and here's one that, you know, it uses the existing screw holes for the viewfinder system, and then I've added 1/4-20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4-20 holes that are tapped, just like the normal ones you see on cages and things like that. And then it attaches from here, and then up front here there's also some holes that attach it. So it only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attaching holes, because the other one would have been too close to this top hole. Anyway, this sits on top of the rail like this, and I can adjust it in and out, or left and right, and I can move the camera up or down. And then I've put spacers behind it and made it macro, and then I have the lens aimed right at the gate, and it works pretty good. This is a very dim room. If I took it outside, it'd be very bright, so I have to make adjustments to the camera here. It's a security camera, but internally I believe it's using some Sony parts. So you can dig into the menu system, and you can adjust things like white balance, exposure, ISO, electronic shutter. All that stuff is adjustable. And I like this camera a lot. I used it on several projects, and I have recommended it. It's been used by others that make their own HDMI viewfinder systems that normally would attach back here to the Bolex viewfinder system if it was on this camera. Obviously it's not here, and I've replaced it completely. So I didn't have one. That's what made me do all this. I did not have a viewfinder to put on this camera, so I was like, man, what can I do? So this is what I came up with. And this is 2 of the newer you know, monitor mounts mounted to each other, so that they, you know, I can move it and turn it and swivel it and all that. This is just sideways so everybody can see what I'm working on here. And so it's attached with a single attaching point to one of my 1/4-20 holes. Anyway, I hope that gives you some ideas. If you're a DIY type person like I am, and you like to mess around with cameras, this may give you some inspiration to design your own mount. I had previously released for free my HDMI viewfinder that used the same camera that mounts to the Bolex viewfinder, and I put that up on Facebook on the Bolex group, and several people made their own, and then they made their own versions, and then some people are actually selling their own version, which is fine. I'm fine with it. As long as you advance the cause and make it better. I don't care if you, you know, if you want to clone some of my work here. I don't have any intention of selling these. In the past, I have released files, but I find people, you know, selling things, and my intention was for it to be free. So I'm kind of on the fence if I were to release this bracket and this quarter 20, but I probably will in the future. But if you're a member of the Facebook Bolex group, Bolex user group, that's where I usually announce things, where I'm releasing them. And if you're not a member, or either that or subscribe to my channel, and if I release it, I'll make a short video telling everybody where they can get the file. So if you subscribe to my channel, then you'll get that information. If not, you know, maybe you'll hear about it, maybe you won't. Anyway, I've made many things for my cameras over the years. This is just one of them, and I'd love to share those things as well. I've made Canon Scoopik battery containers and different Bolex parts, like the saddle, like this cover for the magazine saddle. I designed that also, and I didn't have one, or it broke. The other one broke, and so I designed a new one in Fusion 360, which is highly recommended. You learn Fusion 360 if you like to have custom gear made for your cameras. I have a lot of this stuff. I do prototype 3D prints, in resin like this, and then once I find out that it works for durability, I have them printed out of nylon and like PCB way, JLC PCB, or Craft Cloud 3D. One of those vendors is usually where I go, whichever one's doing the work the cheapest and has good quality. I'll go with them. Anyway, this is getting to be a 12-minute video, and it's a look at what I've done here. This runs off of normal Sony batteries, and this is currently running off of a power brick, but some of my Sony batteries also have USB out, so I can go straight into those, but it uses the battery up more quickly, and I want it to last the whole video here. I may go and put a V-mount. I've seen others do V-mounts on the back where this film ID plate is, and they take and pick these screws up. I might do that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.